Hi Linda. Hi Nyanita. Hi Sushmitha. Hey Stephanie. Hi Terry. Hi Jason. Hi Darnell. Hey Lady Laser. So, welcome to another live stream, everyone. Hi Saint Falcon. So what's the stream like, guys? Is the sound quality cool? And does that sound a bit louder? I'm using a new YouTube option to do the live stream. Okay, cool. So thanks, guys. So I titled this, I believe, the event energy update. So how have you guys been feeling like last week since we spoke? How have you guys been feeling the energies around the equinox? Have you guys noticed the shift at all? Because I've been feeling good and laughing a lot. Awesome. Yes, not sleeping well though. Yeah, it's often a side effect of these big energy shifts. We don't sleep so well. So I've had moments of utter destruction and then bliss. Well, that's always a good sign that we're going through a powerful shift. So yeah, it can be very polarized, but yeah, personally for me, it's I felt the energies become very strong around the equinox and the few days just after the equinox, sort of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and perhaps that was the high point, the pinnacle of this shift of the events. So that may have been the event. So if you were hoping for something spectacular, maybe it's happened and you missed it. But from my point of view, the last few days have been spectacular. This has been a huge shift from my point of view. It seems like everything has shifted. There's been a lot of synchronicity, a lot of reality shifts. People talking about their reality like shifting like multiple times within one day, like everything turning around 180 degrees and then going in a different direction and turning back. So people experiencing a lot of reality change and intense reality change, and multiple times changing within one day. And I've experienced a little of the same. And synchronicity has been really intense. So it feels to me like we're going through a huge shift. And so I've not really been watching the media, or so I've got no idea what's going on in the outer reality. But I think if things haven't been happening already over the next few days and weeks, they will begin to do so. So yeah, a few people saying they've been dreaming a lot, and energy roller coaster for sure. Yeah, it's been really intense, ups and downs, and I agree. And I have a thirst for knowledge and researching all sorts of things spiritual. So yeah, I mean, that's a good sign when we have these high frequency energies, and it does feel a lot like that now. Like to me, it feels like we've begun a new cycle. I feel like in some of my other videos, you might have heard me talk about an 8-year cycle of sort of spiritual awakening, where we sort of go through a certain process of like awakening, and then going through a process of healing, and sort of integrating over 8-year cycles. And it might not be exactly 8 years. Some people talk about 7-year cycles. Some people talk about 6-year cycles. I'm sure some people talk about 9-year cycles and 10-year cycles. But the point is that there's a cycle that I've noticed it, and it seems to go in about 8 years of well, it seems we went through this cycle. I did personally, and I know a lot of people began to go through and have some sort of awakening process begin around 8 years ago, or 6 years ago, or 10 years ago. And it seems to have come to a sort of almost culmination recently, and we've begun a new cycle. That's the feeling I get. It feels like we've gone almost back to how the energies were around 2010, where it's like, oh, a lot of people are having these awakenings, these openings to sort of bliss and joy and unity conscious and multidimensionality and their higher self and their soul. And like, lots of people are having these awakenings now, and really like enjoying the state, being in a high frequency state, benefiting from the joy and the bliss of just being able to sort of rest as awareness and drop all our problems in our life. And people that have been on the path longer are starting to like integrate this after this intense period of healing over the last few months. We're beginning to like integrate this more into our lives, and remember that really it's all just about, you know, living in the moments. No reason to have fun. You know, that is the awakened state, the realization that you are the bliss, you are the joy, and your consciousness is what creates your reality. So, and just remembering this, and it's not getting hooked up in all the drama so easily. So, and I think, and this is my perspective, that we've literally started a new cycle, and like everything's going to be, it's just a new now, so we can chill out a little bit. It's like a little, maybe not, maybe it's like it's a new beginning, and it's a great time to be on this spiritual path, because it's this point in the cycle is the best part in the cycle in a way, because it's that part when we've just been through intense awakenings, we've just been through huge healings, and we like begin to just embody like more joy and presence and bliss and awakeness and stillness. and come to see that life is just perfect. And this is the sort of phase where we're almost allowed to integrate that, where the process at the minute is the integration of these more joy states, whereas as we move through the cycle, it can go into more intense challenge and like more deeply into like our infinite nature, which can be really intense. But I just sort of feel like this beginning of the cycle, it's like it can be the funnest part, 'cause it's just all about really integrating on resting into our new consciousness, our new realizations, and our new joy, peace, bliss state, and just really like integrating into our lives and like sharing the positive vibes and having a chill for the summer almost. But within that, we're on an accelerated path now, so we still have to do our service. Who knows? Perhaps more so. Perhaps we won't get to chill out at all, but chill out in a different way, perhaps, whereas we can just rest into our service and our sharing with society through our excitement and rest into it in motion. Can crystals enhance your astral projection enough to make them worth buying? If yes, which ones are best for it? I'm not an expert on crystals, so you could maybe ask people what crystals are good for astral projection. But crystals are really powerful for raising vibrational frequency generally, and more so now we're going through this shift. They're becoming even more powerful. It's like they really work like really strongly now. So this is one of the benefits of the shift, like energies are stronger and crystals are more powerful now. So yeah, big ones, generally the bigger the crystal, the more it will amp up the energy. So I would say the bigger ones you can afford. And I think it's great if you can get ones that are formed in like pyramid shapes, or something that you can really sense the energy like. But so yes, for sure. Like I'm sure they can. I don't know much about astral projection either. I do go astral, but more just in meditation. I don't like pop out and go out of body like some people do. So, but I'm sure, yeah, crystals are super powerful, without a doubt. Hi, Jonathan. May we have a message from the Yahyel today? Love you and appreciate you. Yeah, maybe towards the end, I'll see if I can just bring something through. I wanted to hear from the Arcturians too. The Andromedans sound pretty damn cool too. Crystals do help for astral and out-of-body experience. Thank you for sharing. Do you believe there is going to be a visible wave of rainbow energy enveloping the planet, like a lot of QHHT vids are saying? I don't know if it's going to be visible or not, but to me, it feels like there is a wave of rainbow energy enveloping the planet at the minute. I feel a very loving, nice energy enveloping the planet at the minute, and you could symbolize it from a rainbow. And so perhaps, so I don't know if we'll have to, if it will actually manifest in the sky and we'll see it. Maybe because, but I think the most important thing is that the energy is there. You know, whether it actually manifests as a rainbow colors in the sky or just as feeling the energy, I think feeling into the energy of it is more important, and the energy that perhaps those images symbolize. It's this rainbow consciousness, this high frequency love light energy, this joy, this bliss, this love, this fourth density energy, which I guess is the energy of love, because fourth density relates to the heart chakra, the movement of consciousness into the heart center out of the solar plexus. And it feels like we are moving into a more heart-centered consciousness to me, which is perhaps what the rainbow energy symbolizes. So it feels to me like we are going through this shift at right now, like we are in the middle of the event. This is my perception, and because I can feel a lot of love coming into the planet at the minute. And so I think this is like the visions that are like people have spoken about, but who knows, because it may actually manifest in the visual as well, because our consciousness affects our reality. So when we are in higher states of consciousness, more love-oriented, fourth chakra, heart chakra-oriented consciousness, we do like affect our skies, because we're all actually co-creating our weather all the time as a reflection, a representation of our state of consciousness. And so mostly we're all in a fairly like third, fourth dimensional, mundane state of reality. So we just have these regular blue skies with a few clouds floating past. But if you notice, sometimes like when we have these amazing skies, like you see an amazing sunset with lots of like purples and like pinks and like all these amazing like higher chakra colors in the sunsets. I think these are normally occur on days where the consciousness is higher. If you remember back, these normally occur on days where you've had a really amazing day and your frequency is high. And this is because our consciousness creates our reality, and we create our weather through our consciousness. So I think as more and more people wake up and tune into this new consciousness, this new frequency, this new heart-based consciousness, we will begin to co-create different weather patterns that are more reflective of this higher consciousness. So this is how I would look out for for the initial changes in these weather patterns, to see them coming in the initial stages, because I think they will happen. That's the feeling I'm getting now. Is to look at the skies at like sunset, like today. To me, it feels like there's a very like beautiful energy on the planet today. Like the energy is really amazing right now at the minute. To me, it feels so. According to my theory, if lots of us like tune into this higher consciousness, it will naturally cause a beautiful sunset as a reflection, and like a higher consciousness weather patterns. Like you'll see more like purples and pinks and these sort of hues in the sky if you can really tune into this energy and ground it in your reality. Stay grounded in your heart. Focus your energy in your heart and tune into this wave of consciousness that's sweeping the planet, and just sort of spending the rest of this evening or this day or whatever time you've got available to you today into just drop into the heart space and the love consciousness that is available to us at the minute, and just use this space to really chill and ground. And perhaps we can ground in a lot of this new higher love consciousness energy into our reality, and just observe if it affects the weather patterns at all, and just see how it does. See how we're always affecting our weather patterns, and see how we're always creating our reality, and everything is a reflection of us, and see what happens. Will everybody survive the event? Well, I'd say no, not everyone for sure, because like someone probably dies every 7 seconds on this planet or something. But I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you could say no one's going to survive the event because we're a new version of us, like a billion times a second. So we've all been killed in this event anyway, and like we're all going to be destroyed at some point and rebirthed anew. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess we're shifting into new dimensional realities, and as we've passed through this event and we align with like the highest version of our reality and more love light centered perspectives and reflections of Earth, I think inevitably like some consciousnesses that we have interacted with on the planet will disappear, sort of like perhaps like Stephen Hawking, like popping out. I don't like to speak against him because he was like quite an amazing guy, I guess, but he was sort of like anti he wasn't willing to entertain or research like modern UFO literature. He was very much with the mainstream, and perhaps a lot of people like that are going to shift to a different parallel reality where they can play out their existence in a different way, or who knows, perhaps I don't know, but sort of these perspectives, and any perspectives that are out of alignment with this reality are going to start to disappear. So hopefully Stephen Hawking's in an epic place at the minute. And yeah, so people who are out of alignment are not going to be able to come to this reality. So they'll either shift to a parallel version of Earth and will manifest a different parallel version of them, which we're doing every moment anyway within our consciousness. And yeah, I'm sure some prominent figures in society will decide that from a higher perspective that their life lessons have been learned for this life, and decide to transit into spirit and explore life in a different way. So yeah, I mean, anything out of alignment with this new consciousness, this new love-based reality, will begin to move into another plane because it's becoming so powerful now. We're rapidly moving into a love, light, fourth density consciousness of pure love and bliss and joy. and connectivity and oneness. So anything out of alignment with love and compassion and unity and co-creation and cooperation and this new earth, this new symbiotic, this new earth of co-creation where we all work together. Anyone out of alignment with this new earth will not be able to operate in this frequency, because the frequency of love is becoming so strong in our reality now that different vibrations won't be able to operate in this reality, because it would be too polarized for them. So it would be interesting to see what happens. Are you familiar with the Kalask Collective? What's your perspective on their energy? I don't really know anything about the Kalask Collective. I have heard them. They do ring a bell. Have you ever channeled someone who's crossed over, like John Lennon, for instance? I would ask for Rory Gallagher. Or is he still alive? I don't know who Rory Gallagher is. And I have spoke to spirits of people I know that have moved over, that have passed over. Particularly, I don't normally connect with like people who, like humans who have moved into the spirit realm, but people I know that died, I can sense them quite strongly, particularly after they've first died and after the funeral. The next few days, I sense them quite strongly. But I did like try channeling Tesla once, and I still want to try and connect with Tesla. So I'm going to try and channel Tesla at some point. But so probably, but I can't think. But not. It's not really my thing. Hi, Jonathan. Do you know any methods to integrate those new energies effectively into my body system, or did you already do a video for this topic which you would recommend? No, I'm not. Well, I'm not an expert on like the physical body, but I'm trying to learn. I'm drinking a lot of water, spring water, natural spring water, straight from the source at the minute. And this is really helping balance out my system. It's very healing and energizing and purifying and cleansing. If you can get spring water, from very pure spring water from a source naturally, and like drink it out the source and drink loads of it, that's working for me. Yeah, and grounding. I've been doing a lot of gardening outside in the sun, like really earthing, really grounding. I was getting ungrounded. So grounding is really good. Physical exercise, good diet. Yeah, just really look after your physical body, have fun, do some exercise, some fun sport you like. I was saying, the more that you can ground into earth, the better. Especially if you're the type of person that tends to go into other dimensions. Now that I'm aware of consciousness, I am thankful and grateful to be incarnated here and now. It comforts me to know I'm a spiritual, eternal being. Yes. Yes, I am thankful and grateful to be incarnated here and now also. This is an amazing time to be alive. And we can all rest in the comfort that we are an eternal spiritual being. And just relax and enjoy being. Compassion and gratitude for all around me. I was watching some event videos last night, and a woman made some comments that brought awareness to some experiences I had on another plane 4 or 5 years ago. I believe I have been to pre-New Earth. I believe I've been to pre-New Earth. Not quite sure what you mean. Perhaps you could elaborate a little. High manifested muse. Hey Greg. Greg S says, I'm going to check out the western sunset this evening to see the pretty colours. Yeah, we'll see if we'll get some multi-dimensional sunsets manifested. I'm okay with whatever happens. Yeah, that's a really cool place to be. If we can be okay with whatever happens, then we've got everything cracked really. What are the best alternatives to meat? I added things like oatmeal, red lentils, walnuts, chia, hemp, and flax seeds to my diet, and I ate a lot, but I got really underweight nonetheless. Um, ah, it's not a problem I've ever had being vegetarian or even vegan. I still put on weight very easily. So, but hummus is good. I'm not sure. Yeah, oily foods. If you can eat more high oil foods, perhaps explore a ketogenic diet. Yeah, what Lady Laser's saying about the diet. Try some healthy fats like avocado. Nuts and nut butters are good if you can tolerate them. Yeah, this is what I'm feeling too. Like this is the ketogenic diet. Like that, our bodies are better designed to live off fats than carbohydrates. So yeah, check out a ketogenic diet. I think that's what it's called. And this is what I'm going to try and move towards again. Eating more like fats, like Lady Laser says, avocados, nuts, seeds, oils like coconut oil, and is peanut butter a healthy fat? No, peanuts aren't great. Almond butter is loads better if you're going to eat one. Peanuts aren't actually nuts; they're actually legumes, which a lot of people are allergic to. And yeah, peanuts aren't great for you. Almond butter is good for you, I think. But definitely a lot better than peanut butter. Last few weeks, I went through a deep, deep cleansing of fears and negative beliefs. Last time I passed through something like that 4 years ago was followed by the happiest period of my life. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I've sort of been the same actually. Yeah, I went through a deep, deep cleansing last particularly the last week, and I feel a lot happier now. So let's see where this goes. Nikola Tesla would be a great interview. Yeah, I may try and channel Tesla at some point. I hope I'll feel that love again. That love is coming back. Just trust. Hang in there. Keep healing. The love is returning to the planet. You look tired, dear one. Rest when you get a chance. When is the major event happening? I'm excited. Um, Thank you. I will get an early night. When is the major event happening? I'm excited. Are you too late? You missed it. It happened like 2 days ago. No, I feel like we're in the middle of it now. This is the event. It is occurring, in my opinion. I feel like we went through a huge shift, like about 2 days ago. Maybe that was the event. Maybe there's more to come. I think we are in the event is happening, in my opinion. I think Just trying to tune in to something about the event. All I can say about the event from a higher perspective is that the event is, and the event is outside of time. So to experience the event, we just have to move outside of time ourselves, and then the event has happened. It's very confusing because what the event is, as I understand it, is the movement of consciousness to the timeless state, to the to the infinite state, which is beyond time. So when I try and channel about the event, or when the event consciousness to the event wants to speak to the world, all it can say is that the event is, and the event is you, and you are the event, and you are the one, the eternal I am presence, beyond all things, beyond all forms. You are prior to even the occurrence of the event. It's like the event wants us to become it now. So the event somehow exists on another dimensional plane, and we can shift to the reality of that event anytime we wish, because we just need to shift the collective consciousness to a reality where that event is in the present. And so from the perspective of the event wants we must experience the event from the consciousness of the event, from the perspective of the event, to open up a communication about the event with the event. It's like the event wants us to see that it has already occurred, that we can bring this new consciousness into Earth, like here and now, because there is only here and now, and there is only us, and we are one with the event that is outside of time, because the event is the collective realization of humanity that there is no time, that we are outside of time. So in a sense, we can become that realization now, and we have somehow already stepped outside of time. So we just can somehow become that consciousness of the event in this present moment. It's like the event, it's kind of hard to explain this, but what I feel is like the event is saying, we are outside of time already. There is no time, there is no space, there is only us, there is only here and now. So let's just choose to be the consciousness of a post-event reality. And then the event has occurred, and this is the event. The realization that we can create the event any moment we wish, because we are the creators of our reality. And we just decide that we're going to shift perspective somehow. I'm getting lost now. I'm sure I will channel more on this soon. And I think actually I have channeled more on this already. And it's going to be coming out soon. I just need to get it edited up. Yeah, there's more. I've channeled more on this already. So keep an eye on my channel. There's going to be a lot of good channeling videos coming up soon on the channel. Quite a few that need editing, and I'm going to be doing a lot more. So keep your eyes peeled tomorrow and the next few weeks. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? I have a question about galactic Reiki. If I receive it from assistance from another once, can that same energy be used for healing while I'm receiving it for all my incarnated lives? I have a question about galactic Reiki. If I receive it from assistance from another once, can that same energy be used for healing while I'm receiving it for all my incarnated lives? Well, when you receive energy from another, perhaps you're referring to what they sometimes call an attunement in Reiki. It's because the idea is that once you've experienced an energy, you can create that energy yourself. So yeah, it's all about learning that you create the energy with yourself. So when you receive it from someone else, they're just showing you the energy in yourself. So they can say, look, here, feel this beautiful Reiki energy. And then you feel it in yourself. And so then you're able to like use it forever because you realize that it's just your own energy. And you can use it in future lifetimes if you remember the energy. Yeah, that's the idea of receiving the energy so you can come to recognize it and access it more easily in the future. Hi, have you experienced the colorful wave yet? We did talk a little bit about this. We've experienced it in energy. Is the color blue significant to the event? I'm not sure. Blue is a high consciousness color, so it might be. I have been recognizing different aspects of the people I surround myself with. That alone is a shift for me. I heard Reiki choose Ku reimbursement opener Umbra portal. Is that true? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Marcia. Someone opened a portal. I think there's lots of portals opening at the minute, so quite likely it's a lot easier to open portals now. The energies are encouraging us to be creative, to express ourselves, our soul, to allow the light of our soul to come through. Yes, I agree. Uh, I I talked a little bit about that a little bit already, Tressa, about the rainbow colours and the event. I talked about it at the start of this recording a bit. If you find a portal in front of you, would it be wise to walk in? Yeah, I mean, it's just it's not like we're going to pop out into another reality. It's just like it's a point where it's much easier to connect into other dimensional consciousnesses. So if you don't want to open up to multidimensional beings, perhaps steer clear. But if you're happy to open up to more aspects of your own consciousness and connect with other entities, you might want to walk through it. How do you open a portal? There's an example of how we did it, I think, on if you look at my channelings, the latest Yael channeling, it's called Yael Inviting Extraterrestrial Contact, Glastonbury session or something like that. And we opened up a portal during that contact meditation. So I think it's on the recording, we talk about it. So have a look at that. But even if it's not on the recording, that did occur during that meditation. So any the other night for the second time, I heard a very distinctive music. What was that? Yeah, I hear this also. I used to get this. Well, I had it like years ago, and I have had it again recently, where like you can hear like music playing in your consciousness, and it's really beautiful and puts you into a deep, joyful, blissful state. If that's what you're talking about, I've experienced that as well, and it like really calms you down and takes you into a dreamy like dimension. I've put it down to angels before. I don't because I'm never quite sure what it is. It's either like some ET guides for with me from my perspective. It could be many things, but I think it's either connecting with my ET guides, some of my guides, and they're singing, or it's angels. No, this music was loud and real. Oh. I don't know then. Where do the great artists get their songs and ideas right out of the air, so to speak? Probably from their higher selves, most of them. This is the idea of channeling, like connecting with the wisdom of your higher self. And a lot of musicians and artists naturally enter into the channeling state when they're like in the flow state, and they're just writing music and just going with the flow. They're channeling it. From the infinite source of inspiration, indeed, from the one infinite consciousness. I too have been hearing celebratory music in my meditative state. Awesome. Yeah, me too. A lot of consciousnesses celebrating at the minute as we move into this new earth. So I think that's about it for today, guys. We're coming up to the hour mark, and we have come to the end of the questions. So if you want to do any private sessions with me, I do like private channeling sessions. I teach channeling, and I also do coaching sessions, a little bit cheaper than the channeling sessions. So if you want to do a private session with me, check out my website. It's jonathancmartin.com. And have a wonderful day, guys. Have a wonderful day. Shivai. Thanks, Kashyap. See ya.